Hey, this is Jared. I wanted you to see the shirt. This is the weed review. We're going to take a look at weed, its effects, good, bad, the ugly, the beautiful, why people smoke it, why people do it, why it's a lifestyle, why we partake. So let's check things out, shall we? Today I thought I'd take a look at why weed is weed addictive? Is it chemically addictive? Now, my understanding of chemically addicted versus psychological addiction is just that. When you're chemically addicted, your body must have the substance. It's grown used to it. It functions with it. Alcohol is chemically addictive. I don't believe weed is chemically addicted, and I have several reasons for that, and that's what I'm checking out. Biggest reason is I've been chronic my whole life, and I've decided lately to kind of give it up a little bit. I've done some cleansing, and I've done some soul searching on it as to why I do it. And I feel guilt a lot of times I smoke weed, which is really funny because a lot of people don't understand that. I feel guilt because I don't believe it's chemically addictive, and sometimes it affects the other areas in my life. And that's why I'm here doing this review, because I'm really curious about more information on it and what it's all about. So I'm starting here on the bettyford.org site. I believe it's an American site, and it's very in-depth, and that's why I chose to start. Now, I'm going to tell you, for most of what I've been clicking on and what I'll show you, it portrays marijuana as a problem, I think. I see the word abuse a lot. So I'm going to try to keep this straight to just the positives. Sorry, not the positives, but whether weed is chemically addictive or not. I don't believe it is. I've quit a couple times in my life. Cold turkey, as a matter of fact. And I guess that's why that I don't believe it's chemically addictive. Do I like it when I quit? Not really. It takes a little bit to get over the fact. In fact, that's one of the reasons I started here. I'm going to scroll all the way down here to whether it's addictive or not, according to hazeldenbettyford.org. It says, contrary to popular belief, marijuana is an addictive substance. Research suggests that approximately 9% of users develop addiction. Now, I'm going to tell you, I believe that addiction is psychological. You just want it. Behavioral changes include marijuana addiction symptoms, distorted perceptions, impaired coordination, difficulty in thinking and problem solving, ongoing problems with learning and memory. Other signs of marijuana abuse, misuse, and addiction include red, bloodshot eye, constant mucus-filled cough, rapid heartbeat, hunger, dry mouth, anxiety, paranoia, or fear, poor memory, poor coordination, slow reaction time, loss of control. Okay, so yeah, those are things that do happen when you're high. I don't know if it's abuse or misuse or even addiction. That's just what happens to you when you get high. That's one of the reasons. I haven't seen anything, but I haven't gone into it yet about the good things about marijuana. Like I said, this is just whether it's addictive or not, okay? So this is interesting to me. Marijuana withdrawal symptoms. Long-term drug abuse is associated with a number of symptoms, including symptoms of marijuana withdrawal, which typically develop into 1 week of discontinuing use. Some of the most common symptoms of cannabis withdrawal include irritability, anger or aggression, nervousness or anxiety, sleep difficulty, decreased appetite or weight loss, restlessness, depressed mood, physical symptoms such as abdominal pain, shakiness, tremors, sweating, fever, chills, or headache. Now, in reading that sounds like you're chemically addicted. That sounds like your body is going through huge withdrawal. I don't believe that. I don't believe that abdominal pain, shakiness, tremors, sweating, fever, chills, or headache. Now, I know there's going to be people who disagree with me, all of the above. The biggest thing I've ever noticed is irritability, anger, or aggression. I get grouchy if I don't get weed. And that's a terrible thing to take it out on other people, so to speak. That's one of the reasons that I'm looking into this. Now, having said all that, from what I'm about to click on, it tells me that weed is considered addictive and it's considered a disorder. And we can check that out on the Canadian site here. Cannabis is addictive. Not everyone will develop an addiction. So that's part of the point I'm trying to prove. If you ask around, you will undoubtedly find people on both sides of the fence when it comes to the question of whether or not marijuana is chemically addictive. There are those who are convinced that marijuana does cause a chemical dependency. Others believe that users only become psychologically addicted to marijuana. That's me. Yet current evidence suggests that the fact that marijuana is not chemically addictive. Now, so there's one site that actually will say it, and this site goes into very quick, short information, not like the other site I just came from. And it does talk about what happens: headaches, depression, and irritation. Now, headaches, maybe that you find that that's one of the reasons you did do it. Depression and irritation. It's the irritation I'm still talking about when you quit. That's what's still getting to me. Problematic for some users. Frequent marijuana use is associated with the development of psychological dependence, a distinct withdrawal syndrome, and addiction. Like I said, addiction is a powerful word. Again, another site that actually, you know what? This is the same site, just different layouts. So they're just backing up what I said. Now, I clicked on this site, and I'm going to read this real quick, and then we're going to finish up the read review because I'll include the links here. Keep this short and to the point. I've said my piece. I don't believe it's chemically addictive. You can do your own research and let me know that I'm wrong. The one thing that I wanted to click on here, this one site, it's Venture Academy.ca, Troubled Teen Blog. Troubled Teen Blog is weed addictive. These guys go so far as to say that you are overdosing on weed, and signs of overdose include vomiting and severe nausea, confusion, panic attacks, paranoia, hallucinations, high blood pressure, and increased heart rate. I don't think you can overdose on weed. I think when I say the word overdose, I think of a person dying. I think a person overdosed, they lost their life. I can be corrected on this too. I'm not trying to be an addiction expert here. I've never done any other kind of drug aside from weed, so I don't know. I've stayed away because of addictions, chemical addictions. I've stayed away because I've got a compulsive personality. I like what I like, and I've never wanted to be hooked on any other drug. Like I said, I experience a cycle of some guilt when I smoke weed. So this is the weed review. I'm going to include all of these links. Here we go again. National Institute on Drug Abuse. Marijuana can lead to the development of problem use known as marijuana use disorder, which takes the form of addiction in severe cases. Most experts agree. Signs of marijuana addiction. Again, all of these pages are explaining the same things. It just comes off as abuse, and I don't agree with that. I don't think, and now you're just seeing my Google search. So, history, controversy, and legality, I'm just going to I'm going to finish this off with this one page. Call it confirmation biased, if you will, but the fact marijuana is not chemically addictive is where I'm going to end today's weed review. I believe that calling it a disorder is okay. It's a polite way of saying you really, really like your weed. At the end of the day, if you want to quit, you can. You just don't smoke it. My last trip to Vegas with my own mother, she didn't want me to carry marijuana across the border. We drove down. She's not against weed. She's against breaking the law, and she wanted to make sure I followed the law. And when we got down to Vegas, I actually found out that it was legal in Vegas. However, The hotel we were staying at made it very clear that they followed federal law, and federal law was on the side of the state. And on the side of the state, I believe Nevada had just said yes, but the government was still no. So the hotel was going by the federal government and saying, listen, if there's any evidence of weed or smoking in the room, we're going to ask you to leave. So that night, I enjoyed playing poker. So that night when I found out, we were on our way somewhere and I found out that there was weed everywhere. It had just been legalized. But my plan was to come back. We went saw the Grand Canyon, and my plan was to go back and play some poker and smoke a joint on the way back to the casino. And when I saw this sticker as I was getting ready to go buy my weed, I thought, you know what? I don't want to make my mother uncomfortable, and I definitely don't want to be sitting at a poker table and somebody smell weed on me and me be asked to leave the hotel. So for 3 days, I just went without, and I was fine. I didn't have the shakes. I wasn't throwing up or anything else, and I made the mental decision for me and my mother to enjoy ourselves, and that was that. So, this is the first weed review. Total opinion. I'm sure if you spend a few minutes researching, you could argue with me. It looks like 90% of the information out there that says that weed is definitely addictive. I'm not denying that. If you psychologically like it, it's going to be hard to put it down. But it is not chemically addictive. So the links are in the description. This has been the Weed Review. My name is Jared, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Please hit the like button on the channel that you're watching this on. Hit subscribe, hit follow, share, like, comment, challenge me, do all of the above. I'll see you the next time on the Weed Review.